Hello everybody, welcome back to Book Bar and welcome to a super fun video that I've been planning on filming for a while. But this is where I will talk about all of my 5-star books from January to June. There are 70 books here, so I am not going to discuss them at length. I'm literally just gonna kind of say them, put the picture if I don't own them, or show them, and I will link above the appropriate vlog or wrap up where I discuss them, or stats and faves video where I discuss them, and I'll discuss them at length. I might say the genre that if it's in. They're not all romances. There are a couple that are not romances, but basically there are 70 books here, so it's going to take a while if I were to discuss all of them. And some of these I'm thinking about it, and they might not fully be 5 stars anymore, but I have a video where I discuss how I rate books, and I give my star rating based off of immediate reaction to the book, how I felt about it. So that is the immediate, and then I think about it and I go through and I do a adjusted caw pile from the book roast, and it's an adjusted one for romance readers that Jen from the Book Refuge uses for her 6-star faves when she does them at the end of the year to get her favorites. I kind of do an adjusted version for myself, and that's how I get my stats and faves at the end of the month, where I talk about my 5 favorite books. So that's why sometimes I might give a book a 4.5 star on gut feeling, but then when I sat on it, I'm actually it really is a 5 star. So that's why sometimes a book that's 5 stars isn't in my stats and faves, and a book that's 4.5 is. But yeah, so without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started on my 5 stars. These are in no particular order. I literally just went through and then I grouped books that have the same author at the end. So the first ones are all just one from that author. But the first book is Between Wrath and Mercy by Jess Weiss. This is a fantasy romance. Then I have Entreat Me by Grace Draven, another fantasy romance, Beauty and the Beast retelling. Then I have Mafia Darling by Mila Finelli. This is the second book in the Kings of Italy series, so you do have to read Mafia Mistress first, but I liked Mafia Darling better. Then I have The Lion's Lady by Julie Garwood. This is one that as I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure that's a full 5 stars, but this is a historical romance. Then I have Carnal Urges by J.T. Geisinger, the second book in the Queens of Monsters series. It's a mafia romance. Then we have My Darling Duke by Stacey Reed. This is a historical romance. Then Crimes of Passion by Jack Carbon. It is an Audible exclusive novella, contemporary novella. Then I have Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. I do actually own this, but my niece has it because I read and annotated it for her. This is a middle grade fantasy. Then the next ones are all volumes 1 through 4 of Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is a YA contemporary graphic novel series. Then I have I Must Betray You by Ruta Septes. This is a historical fiction novel following the Romanian Romanian Civil War, or War for Independence. Then Love is a Rogue by Lenora Bell. This is a historical romance. Marriage for One by Ella Mays, contemporary romance, Marriage of Convenience. Beautiful Sinner by Sarah Kate. This is another one that I've kind of as I've gone on, I don't know that it's really a 5 star. There's some things that happen and are said that I just don't know that I fully vibe with, but contemporary romance. Then we have Never Seduce Scott by Maya Banks, historical romance, and probably one of my favorite books of the year. Hint, hint for the end of the year content. Then Everything for You by Chloe Leese. This is the 5th book in the Bergman Brothers series. This has been my favorite one so far. It is a male contemporary sports romance. Then we have The Gravity of Us by Brittany Cherry. This is a contemporary, hard-hitting solo burn. Just fantastic, beautiful, amazing book. Then we have Hefty by Jessica Kane. This is just a fun, short, sweet novella, and I absolutely adored it. It's the only Jessica Kane novella I've given 5 stars. And I have The Not Outcast by Tijan. This is a contemporary sports romance. Then we have Priest by Simone. This is a taboo romance between a priest and one of his parishioners. And it is basically just not a lot of plot, but it is, there is some great scenes on an altar and just, yes. Then we have Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. This is a young adult Little Mermaid retelling fantasy novel. Then we have The Wedding Season by Katie Birchall. This is a women's fiction contemporary book, not a romance. It is marketed as romance, but it is not. So do know that going in. Then we have Getting Schooled by Christina C. Jones. This is a black love contemporary romance. Then The Varsity Dad Dilemma. It's a contemporary sports romance. Oh, by Lex Martin. I need to say that here. Then we have The Wedding Proposal by John Swazinger. This is a Audible exclusive novella. Again, super fun. Then we have The Rivalry by Nikki Sloan. Another sports romance, contemporary. Then I got The Viscount Who Loves Me by Julia Quinn. This is a historical romance. There's a whole TV show about it. The book is better. It's the second book in the, why can't I think of their name, Bridgerton series. Then we have Every Second With You by Lauren Blakely. This is the third book in a trilogy. The first two books were decent. I think it was 4.5, and then 5 stars. But you do have to read the first two to get to this one. Otherwise, it will make no sense. Then we have Wolf Gone Wild by Julia Cross. This is a paranormal romance, and it's the first in the Stay Stapel series, and it is fantastic. It is adult. I know it kind of looks YA with the cover, but it is an adult romance. Then we have Topaz by Beverly Jenkins. This is a historical romance by the queen of historical romances. Then we have From Lugov with Love by Mariana Zapata. This is a contemporary sports romance with two figure skaters. Figure skaters. Then we have Quilty by Mariana Zapata. This is an age gap contemporary romance between a soccer star and her coach. Then we're getting into the Sarah J. Maas. We have A Court of Silver Flames. This is the 5th book in the ACOTAR series. Can't say anything about it anyways, but it is fantastic. Probably tied for my favorite book in the series. House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. 2nd book in the Crescent City series. I know a lot of people didn't love this. I did. Then we have Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. That is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Now we're getting into the Sophie Lark section, which this one has a couple that I am questioning whether or not they're 5 stars, because I just don't know that they hold up to some of the actual 5 stars. The first one, There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. I don't know why I'm going to say these are all by Sophie Lark. So it's There Are No Saints. Then we got The Bully. The Spy. I should say There Are No Saints is a serial killer romance. The Bully and The Spy are both mafia in the Kingmaker series. Please read them in order. There Are No Saints can be read as a standalone. You don't have to read that in any kind of order. Then we have Snow, which is the 2nd book in the Underworld series. Dom, which is the 4th book in the Underworld series. The Joker, which is a Patreon exclusive little novella, part of the Kingmaker series. I'm not going to say anything about it because it is Patreon exclusive, so join Sophie's Patreon. Then there's The Rebel, which is the 2nd book in the Kingmaker series. So again, Mafia. And then the two that I'm really questioning are The Heir and The Savage. They are my 2 least favorite in the Kingmaker series. The Heir is book 1. The Savage is book 5. Again, please read them in order. Again, all by Sophie Lark. Then we have Seduce Me at Sunrise by Lisa Kleypas. Historical romance, 2nd book in the Hathaway series. The Hathaway series is very vastly underrated, but I loved them. I think all but one book got 4.5 stars. 4.5 or 5 stars. Married by Morning. the fourth book in the Hathaway series. Love in the Afternoon, the 5th book in the Hathaway series. Marrying Winterborn, the 2nd book in the Ravenel series. Devil in Spring, the 3rd book in the Ravenel series. Devil's Daughter, the 5th book in the Ravenels series. And Devil in Disguise, the 7th book in the Ravenels series. But this one, of all of them, could probably be read the most alone. I mean, not that they all couldn't all be read as standalones, but that one is the most separate from all of them. Then we have 2 novellas by Cassie Mint. There is Thin Ice, contemporary, again, a athlete and her coach. Then we have Big Boss, which is a best friend's dad, contemporary. Then I have the Grip trilogy, all 3, Flow, Grip, and Still. All 3 of them are 5 stars. Flow is a novella. Please read it first, then Grip, then Still. Don't read them out of order. Then I have Real, also by Kennedy Ryan. Contemporary romance between a director and an actress. Then Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. Check content warnings, there are many. But it is a contemporary sports romance. Then we have Good Gone Bad by Jenna Darling. This is the 3rd book in the Fallen Men series. Fallen Men Motorcycle Club. This is a good boy, bad girl. He's a cop, and she is the daughter of the head of one of the motorcycle club. Then Inked in Lies, which is the 5th book in the Fallen Men series. This another dark-ish romance motorcycle club between, they're all age gaps. Then we have A Reckless Match and a Daring Pursuit by Kate Bateman. This is books 1 and 2 in the Ruthless Rivals series. Basically, they're like antagonists who their families are rivals, but they're not actually rivals. Then a couple more Audible exclusive novellas. We have Call Me Maybe and Seatmate by Cara Bastone. Both Audible exclusive novellas, contemporary romances. Then we have the first 2 books in the David Bad trilogy. I still have not read the 3rd one. But The City of Brass and the Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. Those are adult fantasies, not romances. Then we have Dial A for Aunties by Jessica Hugh Sutanto, and For Aunties and a Wedding, also by Jessica Hugh Sutanto. Those are like mysteries with like comedy, humor, a little bit of romance sprinkled in. A lot of people don't like the 2nd one. I absolutely adored it. I thought it might have even been funnier than the 1st one. But yeah, so those are my 70 5-star books that I have read this year. This did not include any of my rereads because I am rereading my 2021 favorites. And so obviously those are still 5 stars, but this is just the stack of brand new books that I have read this year that I have given 5 stars. And again, like I said, some of them are questionable whether or not, like, going back, I would give them 5 stars. But that is all I have for now. Let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these, what you rated them. Let me know what are some of your favorite books from this year, or your favorite book from this year down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye!